What's up, my people? This is a really cool way to fly in supply and demand zones, and it's also really effective using the concepts tool. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, are we looking for a supply zone? Are we looking for a demand zone? Well, it purely depends on structure. In an uptrend, we're looking for longs, right? In these, to near these lows here, and then we push up. And let's say we have a supply zone here. I don't care about the supply zone. Why? Because context is price is going to go up. So the context at this demand zone is going to break the supply zone. Yes, this supply zone will offer a retracement, and then boom, we break structure to the upside. So I want to enter near these lows, these areas of demand. So in an uptrend, how do we find this? Cool trick. Go back test this on your chart. Again, any time frame. I like to use the 15-minute time frame for the zones. When I day trade, it's the best for me. Let's just draw a zone around the down candles, because what do we notice about these down candles? Again, any down candle. We have this one here. I'll draw it as a bullish zone. Can we see price breaks it? We retrace into this candle, right? Every candle gets mitigated. So we break this, we retrace into it. If we look on the 15-minute, on the 1 minute, sorry, it's just a zone. Okay, we have this zone here. You can refine it. We break it, we retrace into the zone, we push higher. So it's like these act as support levels or areas of demand in a nice uptrend. Okay, we then have this zone here. Why is this a zone? Because you can see it's a down candle. Price trades above it. So what can we expect? We can expect a retracement into it and then price to push higher. When this retracement into it is less than 50%, this is still counts as unmitigated. We can come, we can sweep this. Look, we sweep the first touch, we fill in the rest of this demand zone, and we continue higher. Again, this is a trade I called out live on my Discord yesterday. And what was the reasoning behind it? I can see we're breaking structure to the upside. We had what? We had a nice down closed candle here on the higher time frame. I go on the 1 minute. Is this zone still unmitigated or not? I can refine it. I can see we've broken it. We have this zone here that is still unmitigated. Why? Because 30%, 50% still untouched. So it makes sense for price to trade back into this higher time frame low and then continue higher. As you can see, we sweep that first tap and then we start to trade higher. And another one I called out on gold yesterday. Why? Because we broke structure to the upside. I want to look at demand. I can see we have this down closed candle here. How much of it has price traded into? If I go on the lower time frame, you can see we have a zone. We've tapped back into this zone, but right, 30% still unmitigated, 50% still unmitigated, 70% still unmitigated. This zone is still unmitigated. So once price comes and sweeps this here, boom, I can expect a lovely reaction back up, which is more than enough to deliver us our 1-to-1. And this was the last one here I called yesterday, and the reasoning was I still believed we were in an uptrend. We closed above this down candle, so this is a 15-minute valid low. If we know this is a valid low, this valid low should do what in an uptrend? It should give us a higher high. So we go to the 1 minute, we look to refine this zone. Beautiful. We have a beautiful zone here. We have a beautiful first touch. So I'm expecting price to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweep this. Give us a 6. Right? Give us a higher high. There's a sweep. See if it delivers us a higher high or not. Don't think it did, but we still easily got the 1-to-1 from here. Okay, very close to this high, but never did. Now we know sellers are in control, but we found this demand zone from this higher time frame valid low. The first up is still unmitigated, so we can use that. Now let's look at some bearish examples. So it's the same. If we're in a downtrend, okay, we're only looking for supplies, for supply zones, and we want to take ourselves near these higher time frame highs. So we're pricing a tap to dump, tap into dump. So now we know that gold is trending down. This is literally from today. Any chart, any time frame, you can see we have this beautiful high here. Okay, that we closed below, we tapped back into. So look, how does this high look like on the 1 minute, or this zone look like on the 1 minute? you can see we have a nice zone here. So I'll draw it as a zone so people find it easier to see. We have this zone here. Okay, we also have this lovely area of supply. Boom, we have a first tap into it. This zone is still very unmitigated, right? Just 30%. If it's under 50%, it's not mitigated for me. So if price is going to continue lower, we should do what? We should sweep this tap into this zone, and then continue lower. Boom, look at that. And this is where we are today. Swept this tap into here, and then dump. Honestly, it's beautiful. So I'll show you it from top to bottom now, based on this chart, live NQ chart. I know we're in based on a higher time frame. We're in a downtrend. I should only be looking for sales. This is where price last broke structure to the downside. So I'm expecting price to respect this high, and I'm expecting price to break this low. Where do I look to take my trade in? It's always the previous zone. Boom. Now I can find specific areas in here, areas of supply, based on what we just learned. So up candles in a downtrend are areas of supply. This is where price tried to push up, seller stepped in, boom, banged it down. So the first up candle I can see is this area here. This is pretty mitigated though, right? We've come above 50%. We've mitigated this area of supply. We start to move lower. We then have this up candle here. I can frame a zone off. Beautiful. This is still very much unmitigated. And we have a first tap into it. So if I show that to you on a lower time frame, or I'll do another one and then I'll show them to you on a lower time frame. We have this up candle here. Okay, this area of supply. Again, the first tap 30%, 50% still unmitigated, and matches with this very small fair value gap here. So I know that this is another zone. Now when I go down to the 1 minute and I refine it, okay, what can I see? This is my overall swing point zone. Within here, we have this beautiful area that again we tapped. We've got first tap, still very much unmitigated. Price can sweep and dump, and we have this supply here, right? This origin supply where we've got a first tap into it. Price can sweep and dump. So going back to the higher time frame, I'm now expecting this. If this doesn't happen, I'll just redraw it. But I'm waiting for this to get swept and price to dump. Or I'm waiting for this to get swept and price to dump, and then we continue with the trend. So this was a very quick guide to find high quality zones. Please don't trust me. Please go back test this, because when you back test this, you're going to have a lot of confidence and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. If you have any questions on this at all, please feel free just to drop them in the comments below. Appreciate any likes, appreciate any subscribes. I promise you this will give you high quality zones to trade from. Appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next video.